travesty.
Yeah, it'd be all for nothing. I don't even think, like I said, I think you should be doing this until the end. Cause not a lot of people, you've done things that people are trying their hardest to do. Bro, I started podcasting last year, fam, but mine's is more of like just like jokes and giving people a little something to listen to in terms of like just, harmless shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
and
still.
that I got to learn that you guys put in a lot of motherfucking work, bro. Lighting, microphones, set up, tear down, scheduling the time slot. Get the interviewees over. Like, I'm like, yo, Brethren, this is what you guys are dealing with? This is a whole different ball game, fam. Like, I don't even know this sport. What sport is this? I struck out 5 times. I'm trying to get back to the plate right now. Like,
oh, man, listen, don't get me started, okay?
What do you say?
This is going to be your conversation, but don't get me started because a lot of times when people start these things, right? And they start seeing all of the different, like what you just mentioned, right?
Right.
It becomes like, holy, no wonder these guys, no wonder that there's not that many guys doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard, fam. But listen, let's get into this.
Say no more.
This has been long overdue.
Long overdue.
Let me play some music to start shit off.
Call you Lauren. You are on my heel now, boy, for the world.
Oh my God.
That right there? Holy. It's about to go down. It's your boy Friday Ricky Dread. About to get into another conversation. Before we get into it, big salute to the sponsors, Astro Pink. If you know, you know. Check them out on their website, myastropink.com, or on their Instagram, Astro Pink Worldwide. And make sure to check out the new video that they got with Smiley on their new YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Also, make sure to hit up our sponsors, Diamond Club. They do deliveries all over the GTA. Okay, they got flour, they got edibles, anything you need. Hit them up on their Instagram, Diamond Club _905. Let them know the boy Friday Ricky Dread sent you. They might give you a discount. Scene. But I'm really excited to get into this conversation right now. A long time in the making, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching this gentleman do his thing in the scene, and he's had a multitude of hats that he's worn as you've evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So with no further ado, we have ROCHE DAT guy in the mother building.
Yes, sir.
So what are you saying, fam? Before we get into like all the different things that you do, I know one thing I want to say early. You're in the hosting and stuff right now, right?
Facts.
Did you do any hosting this weekend?
This weekend, Thursday night, yeah, I was at Yaz Lounge.
Okay,
Yeah.
How was that? Like, just run through like your last, let's say, event that you were at. You know what I'm saying?
So recently I've connected with a lounge, Yaz Lounge. I've connected with a lot of people still, you feel what I'm saying? But from the day we're at right now, yeah, it's just a good vibe, like just getting into the hosting and, you know what I mean? Just talking with the people and being on the mic and, you know what I'm saying? Getting to control the vibe of events and shit like that. It's a good look, right? So I'm just kicking into that very heavy right now. Still, that's really what's going on, you feel what I'm saying? So that's what's up right now, you feel me?
Yeah, man, I seen you over at the To Be Famed Later event, right? And they had you hosting that night.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, look at ROCHE. I right away when I seen you on the stage hosting, I was like, it was natural. I was like, of course, this guy, he should be a show host because you've had different things that you've done, and I want to get into it.
Yes,
but
sir.
let's go through some of your history first.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So I feel like you are a man that grew up in the West End. I didn't get to find that from any research.
Right.
But I'm feeling like you're a man from the West End.
Yeah, for sure. West End, for sure.
What ends, and let's start with there.
So, I grew up around the city, to be real. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I grew up around the city, like East End, West End, or whatever. But like when I got stationary and kind of settled into like one spot, it was Jane Street. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so, West End, Jane Street. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody on the Jane Strip. You get what I'm saying? I got a chance to live both. You know what I'm saying? On the south side of Jane and on the north side of Jane. You get what I'm saying? So I got to see. When I was more in my teenage years, I was kind of on the south side. When I got a little bit more grown, I was on the north side. You feel what I'm saying? So I got to see everybody. I got to meet everybody. I'm good with a lot of people in everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? So that's really where that's where I'm. You know what I mean? Like stationed from. You get what I'm saying? That's where I built my shit. You feel what I'm saying?
What was the household like? Was it like both parents in the household, single parent household. I know your mom passed at a young age.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like before that, was like a full household, you, bunch of brothers, sisters?
Yeah, no. So it was just me. Like my mom's only child, right? And then like her and my dad, like, you know what I'm saying? Like shout out to both of them, you know, but like they weren't together like by the time my mom ended up passing, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was really like I grew with my mom, a little bit of my dad, feel what I'm saying? And then after my mom passed, it was like bouncing around my grandma, my aunts, my dads, it was just crazy like for a while, you know what I'm saying? Cause the situation was tragic, right? Like how my mom, you know what I'm saying, passed away. So it just had the family kind of just in a spiral, like just about everything, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm her only child, right? So they were just going crazy over me, you feel me? So that's really how that went, really, you know what I'm saying?
No, man, you know, RIP to your mom, you know what I'm saying? And I can understand as an only child too, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't really have the sibling support around also when things happen, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So with that, like, how did that affect you from a young age as far as like with school or even like just being outside?
Like, I mean, like you can only imagine, right? Like when you get to witness your mom's, you get what I'm saying, passing, like, you know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, like, she was murdered in a crazy way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of like, it just puts you in a, like, it's hard when you're a kid to look at other kids and you're just kind of stuck there, kind of like, yo, I don't even have my mom to kind of like show her that I accomplished this, or even be upset at her and be like, yo, shut up, mom. You know what I mean? Like, so it was very like confusing when you're growing up. You're confused. I'm a man with a good heart. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so when I'm just seeing a lot of things that I'm not able to attain because I don't have my mom dukes, it just kind of confuses you when you're growing. You feel what I'm saying? You kind of have to find that even balance yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and just man up from a young age. You feel me? So
did it make you rebellious?
I'd want to say, I don't know, like a bit. I guess I'll be honest. Like, it really drove me more to kind of make something of myself. That was the natural, genuine, authentic, nostalgic feeling. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like we gotta do something. Like, you feel me? You don't have mom dukes. You gotta do something. You feel me? Like, 'cause look at how she was. You know what I mean? Like, went out. So like, you gotta. That's how real the world is. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So.
You get to grow from a young age real quick.
Yeah, super quick. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what that is. You feel me?
No, man, I appreciate you sharing that with us here, man. And you were part of like the dance community from young, right?
Yes, sir.
Was it before rapping, or were you rapping when you were like, and you were dancing, you got into music videos and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, so we were rocking with like Sean Paul, and I was Lil X, shout out to Lil X. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking with Lil X for a little bit, you feel what I'm saying? And he was doing a lot of things for me and my dogs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Swagger Right, because Swagger Right was also rocking with me them time, you know what I'm saying? Like, the man them came from that scene, you feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know?
Wait a minute, hold on. So Swagger Right rapping or Swagger Right as part of the dance scene?
He was a part of the dance world before.
Wow,
you feel me?
I did not know this.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like, so that's where he started too. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I was like big bro those times. You feel me? So, yeah, you know, we're doing Rihanna, and you know, we were rocking out. You feel what I'm saying? Putting on for the city and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? And at that time, we were rapping and shit still. Like, mans were rapping, but it was more like, when we're in the basement, you know what I'm saying, just kicked up, just holding a vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like, and mans would just throw on instrumentals and just, you know what I mean, do the damn thing, you know what I'm saying? So we were doing a little bit of music from a long time ago still, to be real with you.
The name of the dance crew, okay? I'm gonna throw some names out there, right? Were you part of the Dainty, was it Dainty Touch or?
Nah, that was Dainty Crime. I was a part of Mad Skills.
Mad Skills.
Yeah, Skills Got Mad. Shout out to Mad Skills family, you feel me? Yeah. That's how.
Yo, those were some serious times, fam. Like, we used to see the music videos on BT and be like, "Yo, those dancers are from Toronto." Like, we tell people like, "Yo, you know those guys and those girls in those videos. Those are Toronto people."
Yeah, for real. It was crazy. Those years were crazy. Like, that was like, anybody who really knows or who heard about it, like that. Those years were like, it was different, like super different. You feel what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, that was definitely a time in my life where like it gave me a lot of purpose. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just seeing a lot of things and traveling a lot of places and doing a lot of and shaking hands with big people and people who can do things for your life and just kind of show, again, like it just kind of puts you in that mind state where it's like, yo, dog, I got to do some shit with myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man, shout out to that time. You feel me?
Let me ask you something about that time before we get off of this, right? Favorite music video or most memorable music video that you were in?
Oh, shit. Probably, I'd probably have to say there was a lot of them. Like Rihanna's video shoot was nice too. But I'd probably have to say Temperature, Sean Paul's Temperature video shoot. I got to help choreograph that, and I was in it and shit with my dogs and whatnot. But that was probably my favorite one, to be real.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that was just like, it was just crazy because like we'd be on set, like everybody else, like Lil X had us in like some super VIP shit, like. We're going to our own little private areas to get fitted, and we had like 4 or 5 girls in the back room just putting clothes on us, taking clothes off of us, like just sizing our shit, getting us new clothes and shit. And I'm like, yo, this is what the superstar life is like. Like, what is this? We'll be on set and like we'll be beside like these girls, like they're bad too. You feel me? And like all of a sudden we'll hear like stop. We need some oil. And like someone will just start running over to the gallon with oil and oiling up the gallon. We're saying, yo, this is crazy. This lifestyle is just different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't just wake up in this type of lifestyle every day. You feel me? So shout out to Lil X for real for putting on, because that guy put us on to a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. That guy used to have us walking in stores and like, there'll be like 12 of us. And they'll be like, yeah, get anything you want. All 12 of us. You feel me?
Crazy.
So, yeah. So it was a good time. You feel me? But yeah, that's how that go. You feel me?
One more on that. Okay, you mentioned Rihanna. And Rihanna. She's one of the biggest artists in the world.
Facts.
Give me one other artist that you were on a video set for that went on to be like, holy, I never knew that this person was going to blow up this much. Shout out to our sponsors, Astro Pink, always coming with that loud. Check them out on their website, myastropink.com, or you can hit them up on Instagram at astro_pink. If you know, you know.
Fuck, we fucked with a lot of people, like,
because Rihanna is a big one, fam.
Yeah.
Like,
We worked with Rihanna when she was just like getting into it, like getting going.
Yes.
Like, you feel me? Like that was heavy. Who else would we have to say? Like, I think for the most part, like the rest of the artists that we've worked in, like their videos and stuff like that, they were already big.
They're already gone.
Yeah, they were already gone. So like Rihanna was probably the one that was like right at the starting of her, like, she's about to go crazy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that it probably have to be Riri.
Yeah, crazy is an understatement.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Riri for real though, because that's crazy. I can't lie to you. Still, that's a big deal.
No, that's dope, man.
Yeah, for real.
And then when did you start getting into making music yourself?
So rest in peace to my cousin. I lost my cousin. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Jay. Like he went to the bin for a while. You know what I'm saying? Did like a 5-piece, and I was like the only nigga, like he had people checking for him, but like I was the guy who, like, if he needed whatever he needed, I was putting money on his books. I was getting him whatever, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of him all the way to the pen, like dealing with his TV and his, you know what I'm saying? Like everything like in his oxtail and you know, like, but when he, like just before he freed up, he had linked me one time and he's like, yo, cuz, I heard that you're really a guy out there, fam. Like you really, like, people respect you for your talent and shit, you feel me? And I'm like, yo, I thought you had known this, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, you should have knew this. So he was like, yo, bro, let's just put all the money into you and let's just do some music, fam. Because, you know, we already know how to do it and whatever and blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, say no more. You feel what I'm saying? So because we were already, like I told you from before, making music and stuff like that, but we weren't doing it, like, professionally or, like, trying to attain nothing with it. Yeah. We just kind of, you know, just attacked that in, like, 2016, 2015. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, let me just try something with it. You feel what I'm saying? So that it never came from no crazy story of nothing. It was really more my bro just said like, yo, bro, let's try something with this and put all the money behind you. You feel me? Yeah. And he's the money man. Like I got my own bread, but he's like the money man. You feel what I'm saying? So that was really how I started into that. You feel what I'm saying? And then when he came out of jail and, you know, he ended up, I don't know, getting involved with his own shit and, you know, he ended up passing away and whatnot. Like at that point is when I said, yo, bro, I gotta you know, I gotta do this shit for him, really. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause he's really the one who wanted to do it. So that's how I continued with it, and it started to just go crazy. You feel me? So yeah, that's how I started to, you know, dive in. You feel me? Yeah, man. And you were still drop music, but at one point you were going hard, crazy, like, music video after music video. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So even with making music, what's one of the
best things that you find about making music? And then the other part of that question, what's one of the biggest obstacles about making music?
I'll say like just a good thing about music is like, yo, like imagine the world without music. You get what I'm saying? Like imagine jumping into your car and like you can never hear music.
Yeah.
It's just silence. You know what I'm saying? And air. You know what I'm saying? Like that's music really controls, like it doesn't control the world, but it gives the world a lot to like aspire for. You know what I mean? Whether it's trap music you listen to, whether it's reggae music or it's some old school dancehall that puts you in a certain kind of vibe, it helps you with your stress. And you know what I mean? R&B music makes the ladies them sit. You can't miss with R&B. You get what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
You cannot miss with R&B. So like music's a big deal. It gives me a lot of life. It breathes a lot of life. And then like in terms of obstacles, like I'd have to say like there's no instant gratification when it comes to music, right? Unless you're of that, you know, in the upper echelon of the music world.
Yeah.
There's no instant gratification. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're doing things and like, you know, I realize sometimes maybe you might make a track and you like this track more than you like this track, but the world likes this track more than they like that track. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a lot of times like learning how to work with accepting what the consumer wants from you. You feel what I'm saying? I would say that was like a big deal for me, like just trying to figure out, like, get that lane and figure out exactly what the consumer wanted and what they really appreciated from you. You feel what I'm saying? That would have probably been the biggest obstacle for me, just jumping into something new and then having that happen. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You feel me?
Even with your musical career, right? I cover a lot of rappers and, you know, they end up in news stories and different things like that because of the pollies and different things like that. How have you been able to avoid that? Because I don't really see that coming from you. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to our sponsors, Diamond Club Delivery. They got delivery all over the GTA and a crazy selection of flowers, tinctures, edibles, and everything that you need. You can also check them out on the 7 Days of Weed website, s7daw.com, or you can check them out on their Instagram, diamondclub_905.
So for me, it's like, how to explain it? Like, if you value life, a certain amount of fuck-ups or mistakes in life should be able to fix you. You feel what I'm saying? And for me, like, I had gotten into a lot of issues in my, like, I got caught up with the police a lot myself. You feel what I'm saying? In life. And like, I just don't broadcast it. I'm not gonna go to a nigga like, yo, bro, I did this much time, you didn't, or blah, and all this crazy stuff, like, or I did this to a man and rah. Like, my days of like not thinking is over. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, when I'm reaching my music days now, I'm saying like, okay, you already got into a lot of trouble with the police. You can't go to the States for certain reasons. At that time, you feel what I'm saying? Because of whatever. Like, at what point in time do you want better for yourself? Because ain't nobody doing time with you when you're getting locked up. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, like real. Like when you're in a cell, you're sitting there and you're saying, yeah, I could do the time, but I'm missing out on. You only get so many years. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time in this world. You feel what I'm saying? That's really just, again, like you losing your mom, how I did. You feel what I'm saying? And then just like, you know, one too many mistakes on the roads and in the streets and shit like that, getting caught up with the wrong people, doing the wrong things and shit. It made me just like, I just wanted better. You get what I'm saying? So like, instead of like I don't put myself, and another thing too, I don't put myself in uncontrolled situations. You feel what I'm saying? Like anything can happen anywhere in the world, but I try to stay away from certain kind of energies. You feel me?
Yeah.
So because of that, I try to avoid people and their foolishness. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I just want to give out the energy of like love and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like love trumps all. You get what I'm saying? Like we can always be on the bullshit, but like, I'm a man, I like to have fun. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I'm anywhere, I like to have fun. You feel what I'm saying? Like before anything, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have to be somewhere and looking over my shoulder like, yo, a walk on. Like you get what I'm saying? Like that's boring to me now.
It's an uncontrolled situation.
It's boring. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying niggas, like whoever has their situations in life and shit, do what you got to do in the streets. You feel me? But me personally, I like to enjoy myself. I like to be able to live free. You know what I'm saying? I just had my beautiful daughter. Shout out to my wifey. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
My first child. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want to have to be in the mall or my girl's in the mall with my kid and I'm hearing that someone's trying to run up on her because of me and shit like that. Then I have to go do dumb shit now. And I don't mind doing time. You feel what I'm saying? When it's my So it's just really just wanting better for yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you should want better for yourself. Like, let's just live better and do better and have better things happen.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So that was just my take.
No, man, I mess with it, man. I like the vibe and I like the evolution, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Thank you,
know
thank
what
you,
I'm
thank
saying?
you, thank you.
And even speaking of evolution, during the pandemic, I started seeing you pop up more on Instagram. And it was Instagram Live at first,
right?
But then it evolved into the Scotch Bonnet podcast, Scotch Bonnet reviews. Like, talk to me about that.
Yeah, so you already know. Again, like in the when we went into the pandemic now, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, even for you, bro. Real talk, like, shout out to Friday Ricky Dread, you get what I'm saying? Because he's definitely a pillar in the game, in the culture, in everything that we're doing. You get what I'm saying? When you're talking urban culture, you're definitely a pillar, you feel me?
Respect.
Like, people love to see, like, they watch all your videos on YouTube, Twitch, and all of that, you feel what I'm saying? But you see when you go live and you're just sitting there and you're just smoking up, just chilling, just talking about a whole bunch of nothing. We're not even gonna talk about the days when you're actually addressing things where if people like are calling you out or you have to talk about things as who you are.
Yeah.
I'm talking about days when you're just there, I've been in some of your lives where you're just chilling and you're just talking about whatever the hell Ricky want to talk about. And people are loving it. So I'm seeing shit like that around and I'm saying, yo, bro, the people are gonna need something to like pay attention to when it's in the, you get what I'm saying? When it was the pandemic. And like, when I started going live, I was just kind of playing music. This is when they were allowing music a little bit more. You feel what I'm saying?
Once upon a time.
You feel me? So I started running music and then the ladies then were liking it. You feel what I'm saying? So we went from music to like, again, like you can't miss with R&B. So we're playing R&B and then you have some R&B songs that are talking about in certain shit. And then I'll just start asking the question to the ladies and then they're like, yo, bro, I love this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being able to talk openly and it's a healthy conversation. And then like that just went on to like people telling more people and more people and more people. And then everyone just started to come to me for conversations. And I'm like, yo, bro, okay, this is a thing then, I guess. You get what I'm saying at this point. So at that point, it just kind of took on a life of its own. You get what I'm saying? And I couldn't stop. You feel what I'm saying? At that time, you feel what I'm saying? So that's just really how the live started and started getting juicy and shit. And then I just said, yo, I have to make this a podcast, like something similar to what you guys do. But instead of music, it's just kind of like, you know, your everyday life and just kind of jokes, just fun and games. You get what I'm saying? So, so yeah, that's how that became that. You feel me?
Biggest obstacle with doing a podcast.
Yeah, podcasting is crazy. For everybody out there that wants to podcast right now that is not podcasting, like, just be serious about what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing it, do it. If you're just trying a thing, you might not get the results that you don't even have an end goal. If you're only trying a thing, you don't have an end goal with it then. That's what I'm gonna say. You get what I'm saying? So if you're doing it, you have a vision and you have a goal, like, do it for real. Like, for me, obstacles were like just seeing how much you have to put into like once you're sitting down and everything's recording, I think that's the easiest part. The hardest part is like bringing everybody together, one, finding your location, two, bringing everything that you need for production. You get what I'm saying? Making sure that production's right. Then also figuring out your edits. You get what I'm saying? Doing editing and then, promotion, marketing it itself is just, it's crazy, right? So
it's like music, basically.
You get what I'm saying? It
goes right to music.
Feel what I'm saying? So I guess that's just like that would be like the hardest things right there for me when it comes to podcasting is just like, editing, production, getting everybody together, making sure that the topics are juicy or like giving them something or somebody that they want to hear, or you get what I'm saying? Like stuff that's nice, right? So that's for me, that's the hardest part. You feel me?
Well, listen, fam, I rate like the efforts of even going into these different zones, you know what I'm saying? Because as musicians and, as a former musician myself, catch me on Spotify, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a step, right? Like, sometimes people look like, well, fam, aren't you a rapper? Or you shouldn't be doing this and like, you know what I mean? Do you ever hear any of that type of stuff?
Yeah, so you know what the thing is? You see, because me and my man, I show love, I never necessarily, like, when people, even if you don't know me, you're not gonna look at me and be and kind of want to go somewhere negative unless a strong energied person threatens you. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So like if someone looks at Ricky and they automatically just want to be like, oh, he thinks he's too nice or something, that means you're not happy with your own self and where you're at in life.
Yeah, they're
like,
projecting basically.
Yeah, like you get why is his confidence making you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I haven't really heard anyone say that really too tough, and no word has ever come back to me, but I'm sure there's people out there that will say like, yo bro, don't you do music? Like, how are you gonna MC too? And it's like, bro, if you could do it, do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we live once. You don't want to ever turn 95 and be like, you know that I could have done podcasts and tried to be like Ricky and I didn't do it.
Yeah, listen,
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I'll say this, and this is advice that I received years ago when I was still making music. People want to see more content from their artist, right? Whether it means them doing podcasting, vlogs, whatever.
Facts.
And that content and them getting to know the artist will get them to consume the music more.
Facts.
So for anybody who does feel that way, like, yo, why are you doing other things? Maybe you should try it and then you'll make more streams on the music.
How about this? Anybody who thinks like that, you're an idiot, because I make a lot more money and I get a lot more bookings now because I am doing the podcasting, I am doing the lives, I am doing music. You get what I'm saying? I am doing the MC, and so it's pulling in a lot more business altogether. You feel me? Music performances, all of that. So like, I don't know, man. Like,
You're preaching to the choir, fam. I just came back from Ottawa.
Yo, real talk.
Just to talk. I spoke for like an hour and a half, got paid, flown out, all that type of stuff, right?
That's the life right there. That's the life. But that's what I'm talking about. You get
Yeah, this is from talking and doing different things, right? And like, even speaking of that, like, bringing it full circle. I seen you hosting the show.
Right.
When did that start, fam?
So like I've done these things from a long time ago, fam. Like I would do hosting and stuff like that. Like I've done my own like award ceremonies to like big people in the city and stuff like that. And then like I just stopped for a bit. Like when my cuz died, like it hit me heavy. So like it really took me out. You get what I'm saying? I had to recalibrate and make sure that like I just knew what I wanted to do with myself. You feel what I'm saying? And once I was able to like even shout out wifey too, like you get what I'm saying? Like she really helped, you know, like keep me like mentally stable, you feel what I'm saying? And then I said, yo, I gotta get back to me. Like, do you, like your energy that you exude is like there's a lot of people that would love that energy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So just get back to that shit, you get what I'm saying? And just, yeah, man, like the first chance I got, I don't even know. I did some shows, I performed at some shows for To Be Famed Later too, still, like, you know, just to talk about them, you get what I'm saying? And after a while, I was just letting them know, like, yo, hey, bro, if you guys ever need a host, I'll do that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, just holler at me. We already have a good connection, so just holler at me if you guys ever want. And then boom, from the first show that I did, they were like, yo, you're a natural, bro. This shit's you. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to those guys, Jamie and Carlos. You get what I'm saying? Like real. So, and then I just ran with it, and now I'm just getting booked up for parties. You get what I'm saying? Like we're doing a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
you're booked and busy, bro.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Booked and busy. Booked and busy, bro. Booked and busy. You get what I'm saying?
No, I like that, fam.
100%.
No, man, it's a beautiful thing to see, bro. And even just before we finish our conversation here, just to broaden some of the stuff, because with all of the things that you've done, like I feel that you have a good knowledge of this scene and the game, all right? Where do you see it in the next 5 years?
I'll be honest with you, like, we're not gonna say that foolishness is not everywhere, and I have to start here, see? So
Please.
Like, I feel like we have like some of the best artists in the world. I'm not even gonna lie to you, dog. Like, I don't care where anyone is from. I'm gonna talk the truth. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, when you're talking about guys like Pressa, Doovie, Mula First, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about those guys, and even like the ones that have passed, R.I.P. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get a lot of these guys, right? Like, yo, we have some of the best artists in the world, bro.
That's a fact.
That's not even a joke. You see what I'm saying? And obviously everybody's operating differently. You get what I'm saying? But like, yo, if mans can really figure out to themselves right now that like, yo, if we just go, like, yo, like, for the people who have been to the States, they understand what we're talking about right now. Like, the States does not play around with their craft. Basketball, hockey, football. Them people them nyam that, you see me I say, fire.
Yeah.
You get me I say? Like, they consume whatever it is that they do. They're in that 24/7. You see what I'm saying? So if we kind of think of our stuff like that and kind of lessen the whole like I'm doing this so that I have a voice to show the world how I'm dissing you. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times that's what's going on in a lot of the music. You get what I'm saying? No disrespect to no artist. It's just real shit.
No, it's real. It's real.
If we could just put a lot of that energy into like more craft, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in the next 5 years, yo, Toronto's, I feel like we have a hand in the music scene, and it almost depends on how good or bad we're doing at a certain time in life's realm as to how much impact we have on the game. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no way Toronto's going to be obsolete. You know what I mean? So I feel like if everyone who's just, you know what I mean, who's doing their thing, like, and even all of the unknown artists that are not as big, bro, if you guys just continue to push hard and, you know what I mean, don't give up on what you guys are doing, bro. I feel like we're in a good space. We might be in a, I don't know, it's just it's like a flip of a coin right now, to be real, dog. You get what I'm saying? Just because a lot of the artists are getting locked up.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, where are you going to be in order to put on for us?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like it's just a mixture of a lot of crazy shit right now, but based on the talent, if you're talking based on the talent, bro, like, a lot of people counted LeBron out this year.
Yeah. But even like with what you're saying, are we at a hotter time than we were, let's say, 2018? Or have we cooled down? Right, this being 2023 now.
You think we're cooled down, right?
Why if you say we're cooled down?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? The city was on fire at a point, you know.
Bond. Remember when Bond was alive? That's when I think.
When the city was burning up. Yeah. No. The city was definitely hotter at a time. You're right, still. That was that was a good question. The city was definitely hotter like a few years ago, for sure. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
A lot more people were on road. A lot more people were alive. A lot more, you know, things were just going on. When we're talking about the urban rap culture, like a lot of more things were going on. Like a lot more people were, you know what I mean? Like, so household names, if that makes any sense. You get what I'm saying? So, so I think we were hotter a little bit before. Yeah, for sure.
I think that we can get back there, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Again, like I said, we have some great talent, bro. It's just all about how serious, like, you know, how serious are they going to take themselves?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I think that's what it just comes down to, because sometimes, and I, you know, for whoever it is, like, I feel like like I said, I just feel like artists are doing a lot of, like, I'm not going to say it's unnecessary because the streets are real. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're that good to your consumers, imagine you take that time and talent and put it into like trying to go for the billboards and like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's some different. Now we're talking different. You feel what I'm saying?
No, for sure. Now you're getting a different level and we're moving with different energy.
Different tax bracket too, right? When you start talking commercial shit, right? If you're that good and you can start doing commercial shit, bro, like,
why not?
You get what I'm saying? You definitely blow up, right? And do some different shit. It's just up to the people, man. Like, yo, if you guys are serious about your craft, yo, just, you get what I'm saying? Like, you guys have platforms and shit like that. Do what you guys are supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just what I say, real talk.
That's some jewelry to for the people to wear. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit. And yo, and I live by this one thing before I even go off of all of this. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care what life you live. I'm a man that lives by, I aspire to inspire before I expire. You feel me? So
I'm gonna write that. Aspire to inspire before I expire.
You get what I'm saying? So I aspire to inspire before I expire. You feel me? Whatever it is that you do, if you feel like, oh, life is working against you or whatever's going on and blah, 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 just look at me and know that things are capable. You're able to do. We didn't talk about a lot of personal things, but my mom Dukes is very personal. And with that loss right there, that was crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was in the house. I got to witness this. I was with it. You feel me? So just know that you're able, you're worthy. You feel what I'm saying? Do what you got to do and make happen. You feel what I'm saying? Put on for your family. I don't hear enough people talking about putting on for their family. I don't hear a lot of people coming on to interviews and talking about, oh, I'm doing what I do in order to make my family eat more and shit. Like, I live for my family. I'll go broke for my family. I don't give a damn, bro. I'll wear the same clothes for 265 days out of the 365 days a year. Just for my family to eat and be good. You feel me?
No, facts.
So whatever you guys are doing, just make sure you guys are doing it to the best of your ability. I aspire to inspire before I expire. You get what I'm saying?
No, I got that as the title right here. That's gonna be the title of today's episode. You know what I'm saying?
Gangway.
Yo, Roche, I really appreciate you having this convo with me. What you got coming up next?
I appreciate you too, for real, for bringing me up to this, bro. Right now, I got my birthday party coming up in August, Upper Echelon.
Okay.
The Winner's Circle. First episode of that.
Nice.
So I'm gonna dive into that right now. And for now, I'm just hosting a lot of parties. If you guys want some proper promotion and marketing for your events, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're an artist and you're, you want some additional help with some marketing too, you can holler at me, even though I do my own music. You feel what I'm saying? I'll definitely help you out unconditionally. And yeah, you know, we just got a lot of events popping off right now. I'm not lying to you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of events just popping right now.
One thing I also forgot to mention, y'all should hire him if you want some acting in some things too, you know?
Yo,
Man
shout
went
out
out
to
in the
Nemesis.
movie. I was like, damn, why did you talk about Roche?
Shout out to Nemesis, dog. Man, I went out crazy in that shit. Yo. Man had the big thing and still went out. That's crazy. I don't know, dog. Fire, that's crazy, fam. Like,
classic.
oh, you know what? We might have to make them just guess like if I'm still alive in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he didn't die. You feel what I'm saying? He just got hit up heavy. You feel me? That's crazy.
It's just a flesh wound. Holy. Oh,
Yo.
Man.
Yo,
Listen,
don't
fam,
kill me.
I really enjoyed having this conversation with you here, fam.
Facts.
Like I said in the beginning of this, long overdue.
100%.
And I wish you more success on everything that you got coming up, bro.
Thank you. I
know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
you, and I really appreciate you for bringing me up here for real, fam. You know what I mean?
man,
Keep doing what you're doing because you're definitely putting on for the culture. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people look forward to getting to sit down and talk with you. You feel me? So this was a big deal. So I appreciate you for bringing me up. You feel what I'm saying, brother?
Respect.
Yes, sir.
Let the people know where to find you before we get out of here as well.
All right, you guys can find me at ROCHE DAT guy and everything. You feel what I'm saying? That's ROCHE DATGUY. You feel what I'm saying? On everything. That's Snapchat, Instagram, whatever else. You get what I'm saying? Twitter, all of that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, find me there.
Saying.
Yes, sir.
Roche, that guy in the motherfucking building.
We love hip hop.